Welcome to class. And excuse any background noise. We'll just start to, try to deal with that as we go along. Let's take a seat. So what we're doing today is feeling some support from beneath us and kind of building our poses from feeling the earth beneath us first, inverting things, like kind of doing them upside down, so that when we take them the other way, we can remember our muscle memory for the support beneath us and kind of expanding our roots. We can just take 5 breaths here to come into our space, define that space, inhale and exhale. Close the eyes, cut out the visual distractions. If the eyes are still open, just transform your space into your yoga sanctuary, inhaling and exhaling. Notice the breath and observe the quality of your breath. Notice the inhale and the exhale. It's that simple. Turning ourselves into witnesses of the breath. So we have a dance with that witnessing eye, the third eye, the inward eye. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll take 3 breaths where we have a consciousness of expanding as we inhale. So we send that exhale lower down towards the roots of wherever you're seated or lying down. And as you exhale, take those roots and send that energy upward towards the center of your body and do a nice hug in with the muscles so that you feel you're supporting a growth upward. So just an upward light. Inhale again. Send that to your root. Feel that expansion as if it were the roots coming out of a seed. And then exhaling, hugging in as if you're helping the growth of a plant go upward. So we're pulling energy from beneath us in the inhale and taking and harnessing that energy as we exhale and feeling a little bit brighter. As you take the eyes to flutter them open, just notice the difference between when you began your practice, just even that little bit of time between then and now, noticing your awareness of your space and yourself. So let's take a blanket and we're going to open up our breath here on the floor. As I said, we're starting on the floor so that we can feel a built strength from below as we come up into poses. So we can take this blanket and do a small fold 3/4 of the way up the mat. You've probably done this with me before. If you want to take this a little higher and feel that your chest is up higher, that's fine too, or you can take it to whatever fold you want. Important thing is that it's about 3/4 of the way up the mat. And we take those feet to the floor, to the bottom of the mat, and feel the toes expand. Lift the toes off the mat before you put the feet down hip width apart. Just try to make space between the toes. Exhale and allow the toes to grip down. And just notice the space there. And you can lift them again, inhaling and exhaling them down. So we establish the root systems from all of the points of our feet that contact the earth. And then as we use our hands to help ourselves down, just scoot those glutes towards the heels. Hold one hand to the back of your skull. And you can use your feet to scoot yourself up to the blanket, noticing the back of your shoulder blades are going to be on the blanket. And you're going to have those just the tips of the shoulder blades spilling down to the floor on the other side of the blanket so that the shoulder sockets are melting to the floor. You can keep the knees bent and knees together, feet wide apart if you'd like. Taking the arms either out to a T or to a cactus. And from here, make yourself comfortable. Make sure that lift is not so high that you feel it's compromising your low back. We want everything to feel customized. to our body and our ability to tune in to our breath and comfort. Inhale, exhale, and just feel that comfort slipping right, your body slipping right into that comfort. If it's not, scoot around and feel that gravity. So we're going to use gravity beneath us to tap in and recruiting some of the muscles that we can engage to keep ourselves standing and moving. But from here, we're expanding the breath. So feel the ribs on the blanket. Feel the expansion of the ribs as you breathe. 2 more breaths, simply settling in. So we're adjusting our ribs and our lungs to this position, to the head below the heart. So we're oxygenating the brain and the flow. And as you exhale, we're going to just take another breath where we feel that we have a seed of a breath. Inhale, sending that inhale to the root. So as we're on our back, we can send the inhale to our back, right? Because that's contacting the earth. And as we exhale, just hugging into our center, and wherever you want to send that energy upward from your front body or upward to the crown of your head. Inhale again. Just notice that natural physical expansion of the skin as we inhale. And as we exhale, feeling the contraction. So we're in tune with the energetic breath, just that quality of the air in and out. We're aware of the physicality of the breath. And maybe the shoulders drop down towards the floor a little more. And maybe we feel more expansion across the heart. And allow the head to roll side to side. Very gently, not too far in either direction, just feeling the settling. So we can also, as we come to stillness, after we roll the head, just kick the back of the head to the floor and feel the settling of any mind flurries that have been happening. Dedicating your practice to any peace, love, harmony, whatever you'd like to bring into your day or night. Beautiful. Celebrating that breath. We're going to roll onto our side and then pull that blanket away and come right onto the back. We're going to recline and notice the difference already. Our collarbones are widening towards the shoulders. Let's just take the feet long, the legs long, and the feet flexed. So we're standing up on a horizontal here. So imagine being in mountain pose, feet hip width apart, toes towards the sky. So here we feel maybe we can press the right leg, the whole right leg into the floor, down to the heel, and then release as we breathe. Inhale, exhale, press the left heel and the left leg, and release. As you inhale again and exhale, just feel any contact with your back and the floor. So we got the sacrum and the low ribs, in fact, the back of the ribs, back of the shoulders, arms at the side, and the back of the skull. Notice the points are touching the floor. Notice the points that are not touching the floor. And when we stand, let's hope we have that muscle memory of this nice supportive surface behind us. Beautiful. With that exhale, taking your energy, hugging in and stabilizing your core and your torso, bend your right knee, bring the foot to the floor. Inhale, exhale, hug in and bring the left foot to the floor. Beautiful. From here, we'll do 2 tiny bridges as we take the fingertips and find the back of our heels, pressing the full length of our arm into the floor. Again, that nice contact there. Inhale, notice the shape of your back on the floor, the spine, that lift of the low back off the floor. Inhale, exhale, and we're going to take the navel towards the floor, flattening out the low back and lifting the pelvis slightly off the floor, building a bridge. We'll take 2 more bridges here, very tiny ones. Inhale, navel lifts as we inhale and expand. Exhale as we contract. And then lift a little bit off the floor with the sacrum, and then down. Following and traveling with your breath to the base of your spine, and then exhaling, lifting off the floor, feeling those glutes engage. So what we're doing here is engaging the muscles that will support standing poses, the glutes, all of the things that support and stabilize our hips. Come on down. And now we're going to grab the strap, and we're going to use that strap contact to get our muscles engaged. Beautiful. So right now, I want you to hug your knees towards the chest and take the strap around the balls of your feet as if it were kind of like a jump rope, and take the both ends of the strap towards your shoulders, and then take the heels to the floor and hold onto the strap, and just, you're going to be having the strap around the ball of both feet. And then the straps are in your hands, and you're holding them as if it were, kind of like stepping on a jump rope. So with yourself in this reclined mountain pose, we're going to inhale, exhale, press the feet into the strap, and then release. Inhale again and press into the strap and release. And then take the strap and just slide it on down towards the heels. Hold on to the strap and press the heels, just kind of a gentle pressure there as you exhale. So we're just noticing as we take the feet and really use those surface of the feet on the strap, we notice some muscles engage and fire up towards the torso. Exhale. Excellent. Take the arms to the floor, full length to support your torso. Take one foot to the floor and the other, just safely getting back to our bridge and grabbing the strap. And we're going to take that right knee towards the chest. So we'll just each knee at a time, hugging that knee. Let's take the strap around the ball of the right foot. So the ball of the foot here. Hold on to the strap, and we're going to take our sole of the foot to the sky so that the thigh is towards the ribs. Inhale and exhale, and see if you can just take what we're doing is kind of an upside down lunge here. So we're pressing that right foot into the strap. And as you breathe, just have an on and off pressure onto the strap with your foot. Great. And when you can, take that left heel, slide it along the floor, and straighten the left leg. Continue holding onto the strap. So we feel we're going to keep that left foot active as if it's pressing into a wall and pressing into the right foot. Notice as you exhale, we're still drawing that energy into the center. But we feel the support of the floor beneath us. We can roll the shoulders back towards the floor while opening that right hip. Nice, long exhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to switch it up. So take the strap and allow that right foot to come to the floor. Inhale, a left knee bends and the foot comes to the floor. Inhale, exhale, invite the left knee towards you. Take that strap around the ball of the foot, bend the knee, thigh to ribs, and we'll step strongly, like the pressure onto the strap, and then let go of the pressure. Inhale, exhale, press onto it, holding it in your hands on either side, and then let go. And our next inhale, Exhale, we're going to slide the right heel along the floor and take this lunge upside down, just pressing the right foot. Imagine that there's a wall or a surface underneath your foot and feel that balance there. And allow your next exhale to release the left hip a little bit more towards the floor, towards just the left thigh, towards the ribs. Lengthening that right leg. Inhale, exhale, we're going to take that right heel, slide it along the floor, put the foot on the floor, and release the strap and allow the left foot to come down. From here, let's do a few more bridges till we do our next pose. Take the arms next to you. Inhale, exhale. Let's take that navel towards the floor and curl up. So we're lifting the hips up towards the sky and then down. Follow your breath. Continue to bridge up 2 more times. Full exhale. Come back. Inhale, stabilize that core and your shape on the floor, and then lift up. Nice decompression in our low back. Come on back down. So next time, we're going to take this strap now, and we're going to take that right knee towards the chest and take the strap around the ball of the right foot. This time, straighten out the leg, the right leg skyward. If you want to take it to an angle that's comfortable for you right now, just use those strap right and left like the reins on your foot and find that angle that's comfortable. So from here, just take the breath to that right hip. And then as you exhale, feeling that drawing through the midline, through the crown of the head, kind of feel the leg energetically hugging towards the center. And allow the breath to flow through the right leg and invite that connection between the leg and torso. If you feel comfortable straightening your left leg, we're going to take this so that we're holding that strap. Continue to hold on to the right foot at whatever angle. Press into the strap, and then again, pressing that left foot as if it's on a surface. So what we're doing here is really like a warrior 3, but we're upside down. So when we are standing, we have the foot on the floor, the right foot would be on the floor, and the left foot would be behind us. So remember this feeling of your back on the ground, supported by that surface, rolling the shoulders, relaxing them. Your face is nice and relaxed. And it's the breath that's keeping us buoyant and keeping us connected. Bend the left knee, bring the foot to the floor. Before we go over, before we let go of the strap, we'll just take our right heel towards the left hip, just so we can get a little more awareness of our IT band on the side of the thigh, hamstrings. Hold on this angle for a moment. 2 more breaths. And then bring it back the midline to neutral and bend the right knee, bringing that leg down. Just straighten out both legs. We got right into the hamstrings today, increasing the flow. Let's bring both feet to the floor. Switch it up to the other side. Inhale the left knee towards you. Take the strap around the left foot. And rise on up to your angle of choice. press into that strap. So we're aware of that, keeping our feet very alive through this process. Allow your exhale to draw that left hip into its socket, nice and plugged in. And when you're ready to slide your right heel along the floor, straighten out the right leg. So if you're doing balancing stick, you stand up, or warrior three, you'll have that left foot on the floor. And we want this connectedness when we're standing or just moving about in life, is that connectedness. The whatever surface we're on, we want to draw energy from it and feel supported. Nice hamstring stretch here along the way. Inhale, right foot to the floor, and we'll slide our left heel towards the right hip, getting a nice stretch to the side of our thigh, to the hamstrings. Notice the breath as you challenge that extension. And then come on back to raising up and releasing the strap. Woohoo! Now take the right knee, hug it towards you. Take the hand to the back of the thigh. I just want you to circle the ankles. Circle the right ankle, one direction and then the other. Inhale. Exhale, right foot to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Tighten up the core as you bring the left knee towards you. Hug the back of the thigh. Circle that ankle in one direction. And then the other. Nice. And then take that foot to the floor. We'll take the soles of the feet together, the knees wide apart. Allowing a little more opening through the hips. Take the arms, take the palms up towards the sky. So let's notice this feeling of support behind the back, all the points of contact. So our muscles and our skin and the sensation, we remember that feeling behind us. If you want to rock the knees side to side, that's fine too. And then take the hands to the sides of the thighs and bring them on up. And we're going to go on, before we go onto our bellies, I just want to do an upside down quadruped here, so tabletop. Let's take the arms up towards the sky and take the hands. You can either put them so the palms are facing up towards the sky, shoulder to wrist, as you roll the shoulders towards the floor so you feel the back of your shoulder blades on the floor. You can also keep the hands pointed upward if that's better for your wrists. Now, as you tighten your core, lift your right leg so that it's right angle to the floor. And then place it down. And then take the left foot off the floor so that that leg is in a right angle to the floor. Inhale, exhale. So keep that steadiness in your core, just lifting the right leg off the floor. Again, keeping the steadiness through your hips and your abdominals. Your stabilizing force here, lifting the left leg off. And we can even reverse crawl here, reaching the right arm neck towards the right ear as you lift the right leg off the floor, as if there's a puppet string on your wrist towards your knee. And then the left side, lift it on up and down. Use that breath, that's sending the breath to the roots and hugging in as you move to stabilize the spine. Excellent. Bring it all down, sigh it out, exhale. Legs long on the floor. And we're going to simply roll over onto the belly. So we feel the earth beneath us here. You can take the arms next to the ears and take the forehead to the floor. Then press the arms, press the hands, press the tops of the feet and the legs into the floor. It's kind of challenging to press, but just try it. And release. As you press the feet into the floor, notice that fires up the legs and the glutes as you point that tailbone towards the heels. And slide the hands next to the shoulders, elbows at the ribs. And pull back with your hands as you slide up into a tiny baby cobra. Lifting the head off the floor and then down. Making sure you want to try to take that arch out of the back, pointing the tailbone towards the heels. So we're lengthening through the back as we lift up again. Inhale and exhale. Keeping that awareness of hugging into our midline. Great. From here, we're going to transition to our forearms to support rising up through towards our tabletop. So bringing the shins forward. And when you're reached your forearms on the floor and the shins on the floor, we can transition up through a cat pose, bringing the hands to the floor. And just stretching as a cat would or a dog, just reaching back, the heels towards the hips towards the heels, and then coming on back up and finding your neutral in tabletop. So where's our anchor? We got the anchor of the hands or the fists on the floor. Press the hands actively into the floor. Just press there and notice as you press down, your shoulders are naturally going to roll away from the ears. So you're activating strong points in some of the larger muscles. And if you think of actively pressing your shins into the floor or onto a blanket, if you got that cushion, and notice the legs firing up just from that anchoring, grounding, drawing that energy from the earth. Inhale, exhale. And you let your next inhale travel to the base of your spine, to the base of the pelvis. And fortify that center line, keeping the neck nice and long. Let's reach back with our right leg, curl the toes under. Take another breath to strengthen that lift of your right leg off the floor. If you want to do this on your belly, if this quadruped isn't working for you, you can take locust pose on your belly with the left arm next to left ear and the right leg lifted off the floor. And then come on down to quadruped. And we'll try the other side, but take that breath, that guiding breath in between. Left leg goes back, curl toes under, and another breath to travel on up with that left leg. And another breath, exhaling right arm next to right ear. And then come on down. And see how steady you can keep yourself anchored, yet lifting on either side. Again, if you're lying face down, reach the left leg and the right leg and left arm. Opposing forces here. Other side. And remember, back to your center. Always navigating to center. Slide the hips back to the heels. Come into child's pose. Reaching the arms, lengthening next to their ears. Take the fingertips and pull back towards your body. And then relax the shoulders towards the floor. Curl up through cat pose. And find your neutral here. We're going to take a nice kitty stretch here as we reach the right arm up towards horizontal and look at our right hand, and then curl the right hand under the left armpit towards a twisted cat. So I'm going to give you a choice. You can make this dynamic where you open up and look at the right hand and then thread it under, a gentle twist here. Or you can look at that right hand and thread it under, allowing the right ear to come right down to the floor. So keep it dynamic, back and forth, or bring it down to the floor, your choice. Inhale, exhale. In this twisted pose, finding the anchor can be challenging as we change our eyes around the perspective. Find yourself around that orbiting center line. And then unthreading yourself. Take a guiding breath to the center line again. Lift the left arm up towards the side. And then look at that left hand. So we bring our gaze into the pose. Thread the left hand under the right armpit. And you can take this dynamically back up and repeat, or take it all the way down to the floor, left ear to the floor. Reaching out with the left hand, pressing the right hand into the floor. Finding our anchor, the shins, the hips, the side of the body. Full breath. And then unwind. Take the hands forward. We're going to come up through a down dog. From our tabletop, curl the toes under, bringing the thigh rib connection here as we stay tiptoed. And inhale. Pull that energy up through your hands and your feet and pedal the feet. Pedal the heels down to the floor and up again. You might want to step back a little further towards the bottom of the mat. Alternative is to just stretch out on the floor, face down. And bringing both heels even. Find them gravitating towards the floor. Exhale completely. Bend the knees, walk towards the hands. Take a little walk. Hip width apart, let's hang the head down. And just feel the head release. Our neck gets to release. The effort. Yes and no. Hands on the floor. And then sitting back in that imaginary chair, draw back with your fingertips towards the heels. Hands on the hips, so we get that realization of that hip point, keeping the spine long. Let's curl up towards a chair pose. Keeping the hands now on the thighs, pressing down so we feel extra grounded. Knees behind the toes, and then stand on up to mountain pose. Find your feet on the floor, hip width. Bring the hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra, with the thumbs at the heart. Notice, all right, so we're in mountain pose vertically now from our horizontal. So see if you can visualize or just recall the sensation of the earth behind you as you were lying down. What are those points on the floor that were touching the floor? What were those points you were pressing? And see if you can activate that with your muscles, just as if they were there, as if that floor was behind you. Press the hands together. Now from here, Feeling that strength within, exhaling. We're just going to sit back in a baby chair here. So not all the way back, but just sit back as you feel your center engage. And then back up. Maybe just sitting on a bar stool. We'll say that. Inhale, exhale, sit back, keeping the knees behind the toes. But the goal here is to keep that spine nice and long and come back up. And our center always hugging in with the exhale. Sit back and then come on up. Beautiful. And allow the arms to drop to the side. You can also take some of the poses we're going to do right now, some of the motions we're going to do, you can take that in a chair as well, if that's more comfortable for you. Let's take our mountain from here, open the arms out to a self-hug or hug whatever you can envision, and maybe some of the hug the earth, whatever, and then take the right arm over left and give yourself a hug. So elbows over each other, right over left, and you'll feel the hands settle on reaching towards the shoulder blades. From here, keeping this hug action, and again, kind of like the energetic hug, but the physical hug too, towards the center. Inhale, exhale, look over your right shoulder. And then look over your left shoulder. And then look forward, finding that plumb line down the crown of your head, through the crown of your head, through the center of you, down between the feet. Now look up at the sky and look down, dropping the chin towards the heart. And then come on up. This time, take your right hand to your left shoulder and just hold that right hand there, steady on the shoulder as you lengthen up. I'll show this way. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder. So you're trying to lengthen between your left ear and your left shoulder, just with a gentle hand pressure. Take an easy softening. And then lift it on up nice and slow and controlled. Find that neutral gaze. Now we're going to take our arms right into eagle arms. So the right is going to be on top and bringing the back of the hands together, or wrap the hands around, taking our elbows to shoulder height and just sliding the shoulders forward and back. And then over to the right side towards your right shoulder, looking over the right shoulder. Coming back, sliding over towards the left, and looking over the left shoulder. Beautiful. Come on through center, bringing your gaze with you. Steady. Inhale, look up. Lift the elbows up. And then we'll look down, bringing the elbows down towards the heart. Release the back of the neck. And come on back up. Beautiful. Unwind. Nice. I hope you feel freer. Let's open up the arms and switch it up. So now we've got our left on top. Yes. Hug yourself again. Nice. Look over to the left. Look over to the right. Come back to center. Find that plumb line again. Center, crown of the head, through the center of you, between the feet, and then look up. And look down. And look up. Neutral. Take your left hand to the left shoulder. Yes, and lean on over towards your right. Left ear, right ear, sorry, left. Oh God, now I'm getting confused. Anyway, take your left hand on your right shoulder and lean away. Soften and come up with ease. And then take our hands right into the eagle arms, left on top, wrap around. Let's take our little tour of our elbows reaching forward and back, shoulder blades away and coming together as they hug in towards the spine. And then take them over to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Exhaling right, look over the right shoulder. Come back to center. Find your midline. Gaze up. Expansive sky energy. Bringing that down, dropping the head, dropping the elbows. Coming back up with the gaze, unwinding the arms. Let's sweep them behind us. So we clasp the hands behind us and drop the hands towards the sacrum and feel that drop, the tailbone drop toward the heels as we broaden. Maybe lift the hands a little bit. Expand the breath. And then draw it into the midline, back to our prayer position. Nice. So now we'll take some of those poses to another upside down from where we were. Bring the mountain pose up towards the top of your mat. Beautiful. Nice strong mountain pose here, hugging in with our exhale. Bring the arms in front of you. So we're going to bring the hands as if they're pressing against a wall, and then press, imagine pressing that wall. You can always do this on your back if you want to stay on the floor. But if you take the balance into your left foot, you can just lift that right leg up into a right angle. And you're going to feel a little more support as those shoulders draw away from the ears, and we feel that drawing into the big muscles. And then take the hands underneath the thigh. Even out the hips. Guide your body with your breath into the midline. And then as you let go, see if you can balance there in that right angle. So we did a little bit of this from the floor. So imagine again, that floor behind you. All of those touch points, those are still active. And then we're going to reach that right foot forward, point it, draw a line in the sand with your toes, and come on back. We're going to take the hands to the hips. So we're going to take that tilt that we took lying down with the strap, but we're going to take our balancing stick. So imagine that strap is in the ball of your right foot, and you're pressing there. It's underneath the left foot, pressing there. As we just lean forward and see what balance we can find and see what length we can find in our spine. Inhale and exhale. Whatever angle you're comfortable with today. You can even stay with your toe on the back behind you there, on the floor. But as long as you're finding that breath and that length and that sense of support in your back body. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bring that foot down to the floor on the right and step back. So we create a high lunge. So the left foot's forward and the right foot is back. We're going to tilt like I am, and we're going to bend that left knee and bringing that back foot, curling the toes under, keeping the hips nice and even here. High lunge. Dropping the tailbone, see the hands on the hips. We can guide that tailbone down, reach the arms up to the sky. Imagine the earth beneath you. So all those touch points are still aware. Feet active. Bring that wingspan out to either side. We're going to come down to a low lunge. So if that's hard on your knees, you can step forward and take a low lunge from there. So you can come down to a low lunge, or you can step forward, bringing the hands to the floor and just stepping back to a low lunge. Left foot forward, right leg back. So from here, let's imagine the strap. So we were upside down, pressing that left foot into the strap, right foot, all of it active. And where's the back body? If it were against the floor, oh, we'd feel all of those points lined up. Excellent. Draw the right knee down, so we're bringing that shin to the floor in the back. Inhale, exhale, we're going to draw the left leg back to our tabletop. And we'll end up doing a little cat-cow here. Inhale, exhale, and a cow. And back to neutral. And let's lift up into dog together. Take a nice, luxurious down dog here. Feeling the hamstrings further stretching. Bending the knees, walk the hands right on up to the feet again. Take the hands to the hips. Come on up, same thing. Press the hands into the thighs so we feel a lengthening of the spine in our chair pose. Inhale through the spine. And exhale, stand on up to mountain. Nice. Let's shake that out. We'll take a side bend here, reaching the arms up to the sky, prayer position, link the thumbs. And I'll show it this way. We're going to take our left leg behind the right, bending the right knee. From the left foot on the floor, nice and rooted, we are going to lean on over to the right. So let's feel that anchor of our feet. Inhale, back on up. As you exhale, pull into the center. And with that stability, take the left foot back to mountain. Inhale, growing taller. Exhale, right leg comes behind the left, right foot on the floor. As we press through both feet, bending that front knee and leaning over to the left. So even as you do this side bending, imagine that a wall of support behind you. So you're keeping those big back muscles awake. Good. And then come on back through an exhale. And sweep the arms down if you're at the top of the mat. We're meeting there again. Taking the arms in front of us. Pressing them hands into an imaginary wall. Notice that pressure. And then take your balance to your right foot and lift your left leg off the floor. Left and to that right angle. So you're going to feel that glute fired up. We warmed those up with the bridges. And then hold the bottom of that thigh just to gain balance and symmetry on both sides of the hips. Exhale into center, release, point the toe, and draw that line in the sand behind you as you find balance. Take the hands to the hips. Hug that beautiful middle vertical orbit, and we'll tilt forward. Imagine keeping that left foot, if you keep it flexed, you can imagine it on the strap. I know we've even practiced it with the strap before. And we're upside down on the floor. Now, imagine that support behind your back. Come up when you're ready, or just stay with that foot on the floor, that's fine. And when you're ready to tiptoe that left toes back, we're going to find ourselves in a high lunge. Hands on hips. Nice. Arms up to the sky. We really get to lengthen our sides here. Exhale out to your full wingspan. Feel that energy even beyond your physicality. nice and bright. This is your point where you can step forward into a forward bend, or you can come down to a high lunge here, or the forward bend, and just simply step back to that low lunge, right foot forward. Now we feel that extra rooting through our feet and hands. And then allow that left shin to drift down to the floor, nice and soft as our anchor, not the knee, just the shin. And then draw the right leg back so we're in our tabletop. We found ourselves here again. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Beautiful balancing, bringing it all, bowing down. Inhale into the back of our lungs. Exhale, release. So lovely. Let's come forward on the forearms and onto our side, where we can allow ourselves to drift on to our back. And we're going to take an eagle twist here. So if you feel you have some knee issues and you don't want to cross the legs as we twist, you can always keep the knees together, no problem. Actually, before we do that, I just want to do a little figure 4 to get the hips a little more open. Let's take our right ankle to the left thigh. And you can keep that leg very closed in, or you can open up that knee to the side and just hang here for a moment. Or you can bring that left thigh towards you and hug it in. So just know that you can always try the standing poses from the floor. It's always a new way to feel our poses, to be present with some of our movements, is to do them in different orientations to our earth. Bring the left foot to the floor, and then we're going to cross that right leg over the left. So this is the point where you can keep the knees together if you want to come into the twist that way. Or take the arms out to a T. Join me in my eagle twist. Inhale, exhale, press the left foot into the floor, and we're going to roll onto our left side. The right knee gently comes down. We're just kind of a little soft crossing of the legs there. Right hand on top of left. Draw the right hand across the left arm. Heart, hand on the heart. Elbow to the sky. And open up to a twist. And look up. So we're really feeling an anchor here as well, an awareness of what is in contact with the earth and what is not. And then look over your right shoulder. Notice the difference of the breath when we are in a twist. And sweeping that right fingertips across the sky back over to the left. We'll come on up, unwind the legs. Just take that left ankle to the right thigh, hang out here for a moment. Or you can invite that right thigh towards you. And then take that right foot to the floor, cross the left leg over right, or bring both knees together. And press through the right foot, come onto the right side. Left knee gently comes to the floor, keeping our pelvis 90 degrees to the floor, sliding those left fingertips across the arm to the heart. Inhale. Keep that line in the middle going as you coil around it and come into a twist. Inviting beautiful sky energy, possibilities, blue expanse into our hearts, looking over towards the left. Sky energy, eagle legs, eagle perspective, right? Big, getting a scope of things from above is pretty cool. Let's take our left fingertips across the sky, back to the right hand, and simply roll onto your back and unwind. Feet to the floor, a little bit wider towards the edges of the mat, hand and knees together. Right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly. Feel the breath in your hands. Gentle pressure from the hands, just feeling yourself rooted, sacral root on the floor, the base of the spine, back of our ribs. Taking one leg along and then the other. And then releasing the hands out to the side, arms to the side. Imagining ourselves in warm sand. So that every one of our pressure on the earth is supported. So if our neck, we just feel like under a towel, we feel the sand supporting us at every level of the body. We can just melt into it and melt away the effort, melt away the tension. Knowing that we are part of those grains of sand. Finding your inhale and your exhale. Coming back to that dedication of your practice. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Bending the elbows and the knees. Rolling onto your side. Bringing it on up. To seated position. I dedicated this practice to my mother who passed, but who would be 101 today. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.